Hello, grade 7 students. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Today, we're covering 6E Write Part 1. Are you ready? Prepare your textbooks and tools and let's start. By the end of this video, I expect you to be able to first, identify features of informal emails through skimming an email, and second, analyze the parts of an informal email through scanning an email. Let's have a quick discussion. Have you ever been to a summer camp? What type of camp was it? What activities did the camp include? If you've never been to a summer camp, imagine you had the chance to go to one. Which camp would you join? What activities would this camp include? For example, if you love playing video games and want to design them, you might consider going to a high-tech camp. If you want to learn how to build flying devices and learn everything about space, you might consider going to a science camp. I would like you to think about these questions because in today's lesson, we're going to examine an email describing someone's experience at a camp. So, it is better if you're familiar with different types of camps and the different activities each could include. Please open your student book on page 83. Before we do the actual writing, we're going to read an email and analyze its parts. This will help us understand how to structure our own email and what ideas to include. First, we're going to skim a text. Do you remember how to skim and why? Skimming is a way to read quickly in order to discover the main idea of a text. Look at the text on page 83. Take a few minutes to skim it. What is the layout of the text? It's an email. Well done. And who's writing the email? The writer of the email is usually found at the very end. Here it is someone called Phil. And who is Phil writing to? He's writing to Bill as he's addressing him at the very beginning. What do you think is the relationship between the two boys? They are friends. How do we know they are friends? Because the type of information Phil is sharing with Bill is the type of information usually shared between friends. What type of language is Phil using in his email? Is he using formal language or informal language? He's using informal language. How do we know, or what are the features that make Phil's email informal? First, his use of short forms such as I've, we've, we're, that's. Second, he uses informal words and expressions such as guess what and take care. He also signs the email with his first name only, Phil. Please skim the email one more time to answer the following question. Why is Phil writing to Bill? Please pause the video to answer the question, then unpause it to check your answer. Welcome back. Did you find out why is Phil writing to Bill? Phil is writing to Bill to tell him about the archaeology camp he is at. He's writing about the activities they have done so far and what they are going to do and learn in the next few days. I would like you now to read the text one last time and underline any unknown words. Here are 4 words you might be unfamiliar with: archaeology, ancient cave, slippery, and lab. First word is archaeology. Archaeology is the study of buildings, graves, tools, and other objects that belong to people who lived in the past in order to learn about their societies. People who study the buildings, graves, tools, and other objects of people who lived in the past are called archaeologists. Do you like history? Would you like to become an archaeologist? Ancient cave. Ancient is the opposite of new. Here is a photo of Dahl al-Misfar, which is an ancient cave located in Rawdat Rashid in Qatar. Have you had the chance to see it? Third word is slippery. Do you recognize this sign? If a surface or an object is slippery, this means it is difficult to hold firmly or stand on because it is smooth, wet, or slimy. Can you think of any slippery objects or surfaces? The fourth word is lab or laboratory, which is a room or building equipped for scientific experiments, research, or teaching. It is just like the one you have at school where you do the scientific experiments. Let's go back to the email. How many paragraphs do we have in this email? We have 4 paragraphs. Well done. We're now going to check the parts of the email. We start with the greeting. Here it is Dear Bill. Since this is an informal email, you could also start it with Hi or Hello. Then you open with a set phrase. Phil, for example, opened his email with How are things? You can also say How are you? Or I hope you're doing well. Then we move to the main part, which consists of 3 paragraphs. Then we have a closing paragraph. Finally, we use a signature ending and our first name below it. Examples of signature endings are take care, talk to you soon, or keep in touch. Before we analyze the parts of the email, we're going to answer some comprehension questions to ensure your understanding of the email. But first, let's listen to Phil reading his email.
Dear Bill, how are things? Guess what? I'm at the archaeology camp. I've been here since Saturday, and it's brilliant. I'm learning lots of interesting things, and I've made new friends. So far, we visited a national park and an ancient cave. We visited the national park yesterday and saw some very old trees. This morning, we visited the cave. It was dark and slippery, but it was a fantastic experience because we saw some cave paintings too. Tomorrow, we're going to take part in an archaeological dig. Archaeologists use lots of interesting tools, even toothbrushes. On Wednesday, we're going to work in the lab. I've always wanted to see how archaeologists work, so I'm excited. On the last day, we're going to learn how to make a fire with sticks. Then we're going to have a barbecue. I'm really looking forward to that. That's all for now. How has your summer been so far? Write back and let me know. Take care, Phil.
I would like you now to pause the video to answer the comprehension questions. You can underline the answer or highlight it in your book. Once you answer all the questions, unpause the video to check your answers. Welcome back. Time to check your answers. Question 1. What type of camp is Phil at? Phil is at an archaeology camp. Question 2. Why is Phil excited about the archaeology camp? Phil is excited because he's learning lots of interesting things and he's made new friends. Question 3. What did Phil see at the national park? He saw some very old trees. Question 4. What was the cave like? Did he enjoy his visit there? The cave was dark and slippery, but he did enjoy his time because he saw some cave paintings. Question 5. What is one of the most interesting tools archaeologists use? Toothbrushes. Question 6. Why is Phil excited about working in the lab? Phil is excited because he's always wanted to see how archaeologists work. Let's now analyze the parts of the email and the information included in each part. Pay attention to the details mentioned in every paragraph because this is how you're going to organize your own email. In the first paragraph, Phil included the following: type of camp, how long he has been there, does he like it, and why. In the second paragraph, Phil talked about the activities he's done so far. In the third paragraph, Phil talked about what he is going to do on the next days. In the fourth paragraph, Phil asked about his friend's summer. I would like you now to read the email again, but this time to scan it in order to complete the camp schedule below. Please pause the video to complete the schedule, then unpause it to check your answers. Ready to check your answers? On Sunday, they visited a national park. On Monday, they visited an ancient cave. On Tuesday, they're going to take part in an archaeological dig. On Wednesday, they're going to work in a lab. And on Thursday, they're going to learn how to make a fire with sticks and have a barbecue. I would like you now to put your thinking caps on and think about these two questions. First question: do you think the archaeology camp would be interesting? Do you think you would like to take part in one? Second question: which of the activities mentioned in the email do you find the most interesting? Please open your workbooks on page 89. I'm going to fill in the writing plan using Phil's email to show you how you are supposed to fill it in with your own ideas later. In the next video, you're going to fill it in by yourself. Let's fill it in together. Greeting, dear Bill. Open with a set phrase. How are things? What type of camp are you at? Archaeology camp. How long have you been there? Since Saturday. Do you like it there and why? Yes, because I've made new friends and I'm learning lots of interesting things. What kind of activities have you done so far and when? Visiting a national park and an ancient cave. Also, you need to mention when. What are you going to do on the next days? Going to work in a lab, learn how to make a fire with sticks, and have a barbecue. Close with a set phrase and your name underneath. Take care, Phil. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope to see you in upcoming videos.